The French Revolution, 1789 to 1799, was one of the most significant political upheavals in history, reshaping France and influencing global political movements. It marked the transition from an absolute monarchy to a radical republican government before ultimately stabilizing under Napoleon Bonaparte. This transformation was driven by economic distress, social inequalities, Enlightenment ideals, and political mismanagement. The revolution unfolded in multiple phases, from moderate reforms to radical republicanism, leading to significant political, social, and economic consequences. The ancient regime and causes of the revolution. Before the revolution, France was governed under the ancient regime, a rigid hierarchical system divided into three estates. The first estate, clergy, and the second estate, nobility, enjoyed privileges, while the third estate, commoners, bore the tax burden. Economic hardship caused by France's involvement in costly wars like the American Revolution further exacerbated tensions. High food prices, unemployment, and taxation led to widespread discontent. Enlightenment thinkers, such as Rousseau, Voltaire, and Montesquieu, challenged absolute monarchy and advocated for democratic principles, fueling revolutionary sentiments. The Estates General and the formation of the National Assembly. In 1789, King Louis XVI convened the Estates General to address the financial crisis. However, the Third Estate demanded greater representation and, when ignored, broke away to form the National Assembly. In the tennis court oath, members vowed not to disband until a new constitution was established. This defiance signaled the beginning of the revolution, shifting power from the monarchy to representative government. The fall of the Bastille and the Great Fear. On July 14, 1789, the storming of the Bastille, a symbol of royal tyranny, marked the revolution's violent turn. Revolutionary fervor spread, and peasants revolted against feudal lords in the countryside, an event known as the Great Fear. In response, the National Assembly abolished feudal privileges, marking the end of aristocratic dominance. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Constitution of 1791. The National Assembly adopted the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, establishing principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Inspired by Enlightenment ideals, it declared sovereignty belonged to the people rather than the king. In 1791, the first constitution was enacted, creating a constitutional monarchy where Louis XVI retained a symbolic role, while governance rested with an elected legislative assembly. The rise of radicalism and the fall of the monarchy. Despite reforms, tensions persisted. The king's failed attempt to flee in 1791 eroded trust, and France's declaration of war on Austria in 1792 intensified political instability. Radical groups like the Jacobins and sans-culottes gained influence, advocating for the monarchy's abolition. On August 10, 1792, revolutionaries stormed the Tuileries Palace, imprisoning the king. The monarchy was officially abolished, and France was declared a republic. The Reign of Terror. In 1793, radical Jacobin leader Maximilien Robespierre took control, initiating the Reign of Terror. The Committee of Public Safety, led by Robespierre, sought to eliminate perceived enemies of the revolution. Tens of thousands, including Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette, were executed by guillotine. Revolutionary tribunals targeted aristocrats, clergy, and even moderate revolutionaries. While the terror consolidated power, it also led to mass paranoia and instability. The fall of Robespierre and the Thermidorian reaction. By 1794, the Reign of Terror became unsustainable. Robespierre's increasing authoritarianism alienated former allies. On July 27, 1794, 9th of Thermidor, he was arrested and executed, marking the end of radical rule. The Thermidorian reaction brought a more moderate government, the Directory, which curbed radical excesses but struggled with corruption and inefficiency. The rise of Napoleon and the end of the Revolution. In 1799, political instability and continued war paved the way for Napoleon Bonaparte's rise. Through a coup d'etat, he established the consulate, effectively ending the French Revolution. Under Napoleon, France transitioned from radical republicanism to authoritarian rule, albeit with some revolutionary principles intact, such as legal equality and meritocracy. The French Revolution was a transformative event that dismantled the monarchy, challenged social hierarchies, and introduced democratic ideals. However, its radical phase, marked by the Reign of Terror, demonstrated the dangers of extremism. Despite its turbulent nature, the revolution laid the foundation for modern democratic governance and inspired political movements worldwide. While it ultimately ended in authoritarian rule under Napoleon, its legacy of liberty, equality, and fraternity remains influential in contemporary political discourse. Let me know if you